Hello, hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. It is me, it's Marcus. Hi, guys. Thank you so much for joining my little show that I like to call Spill It. Spill It is a show where I get to speak to inspirational people and share inspirational stories to basically inspire you all, essentially. We're connecting people together, we are inspiring people, and we hope that you learn something new. Every day is a school day. I like to think that I know absolutely everything. I definitely don't know everything. That's the truth. That's the tea. I definitely don't know everything, but every day is a school day for me, and every single Wednesday I like to speak to somebody new to teach me something new. There's too many news in there anyway. Anyway, this is episode 45, Besting the Boss Babes. Oh my God, I can't wait because Hattie Rowe will be joining us at 7:10 p.m. That's just under 10 minutes time. She will be here and she'll be talking about multi-level marketing companies, MLM companies. Grr, those MLM companies popping up everywhere. But she'll be here. She'll be talking about MLM companies and obviously the work that she's been doing over on TikTok, Instagram, and beyond about more education around MLM companies and that we need more not restrictions. We need more tape going around them. We need to do a bit of a deep dive into them, essentially. So there you go. So make sure that when you are here, you have clicked like, you click share, and you drop a comment, because when you drop a comment, it means I get to do things like this. Dear Society is watching from YouTube, saying excited. Hi, Dear Society. Thank you so much for joining. Linda Proctor has joined us saying morning. Good morning, Linda. I hope you're okay. Shelley has joined as well, saying, hey, newbie here. Well, newbie, you are welcome here, as everybody is welcome here in Spill It. And LKL1 over on YouTube as well. A virtual hug to you too. Thank you so much for joining. So keep those comments and questions rolling through. It is as simple as that. It means that all the way throughout this episode, you are part of the show too. And, if you've got any questions for Hattie or even myself, then you can ask away and we will answer your questions live on air. If you haven't checked out our other episodes yet, all you have to do is head over to the Spill It website. Head over to www.spillit.uk. And you'll be able to have a catch up on all of the episodes, including all of those episodes on season 1. You'll also be able to listen to all of the episodes on your favorite podcasting streaming service, whether that be Google Podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or more. It is your choice. You listen to how you want to listen. So keep those comments and questions rolling in and make sure that you've hit that share button, just like Shelley, because Shelley has hit that share button. Thank you, Shelley. Much love. Much love. Okay, here we go. I like to start off every episode with a few announcements. Here we go. Announcement number 1. It is Mental Health Awareness Week. What are you doing to look after your mental health? Now, a lot of people have this misconception as well. And I want to make this statement because I hear about it all the time. And I know that people mean well. But one of the things that people say is, if you're suffering with mental health, or if you have mental health, then you can reach out and you can contact blah, blah, blah. Now, let's get something straight, okay? Everybody has mental health. It's just like your normal health. You have physical health and you have mental health. Mental health is something that everybody has. The difference is if you have good mental health or you have poor mental health. Now, the poor mental health side of things, you imagine it to be like on a scale. That was my scale, by the way. So imagine it to be on a scale. Sometimes we are quite high and other times we are quite low. And it's what we can do to pick ourselves up and to move forward and improve our own mental health. Now, obviously, there are other circumstances in which that may not be possible. For example, certain diagnosis of like bipolar or eating disorders and things like that, PTSD. All of those, there will be, you'll be very, very low or somewhere in the middle. And it might be that a lot more work is needed to kind of improve that mental health. Now, what we should be looking at is mental health on a scale. We all have it. It's just sometimes it's good, sometimes it's poor, but it's what we do to improve it. So remember that. Okay. What have you done to improve your mental health this week? And not just yourself. Let's think about other people as well. There are other people out there in the world, and we need to see things from their perspectives too. So if, for example, you see somebody that might be struggling, or even just somebody that just seems a little bit quiet, just ask them. It's always the two questions. You ask them it twice. How are you? I'm okay, thank you. But how are you really? And if you hit them with that second question, sometimes they'll open up. Not everybody, but sometimes they do. And it's always worth remembering that. I use your technique, Marcus. Start your day with a 10. Exactly. Yes. It's you start your day with a 10. I love it. Every morning I wake up and I think to myself, okay, how do I feel on a scale of 1 to 10? And I always try and play from a 10. It's called playing from a 10. So I'll wake up and I'll think, right, I feel like a 7 out of 10 today, but how am I going to get to a 10? And I'll make a list of certain things that I need to do to make sure that I feel better. So whether that be that, oh, I just need more sleep, then that's what I'll do. I'll make time in my day to have a bit of a nap and have more sleep, and that'll improve my mental health. So always look at it as a scale of 1 to 10, and how can you get to a 10? That's my little technique. Thanks for that, Linda. To improve mine, I've been to Dance X, and hopefully I've helped with a smile. Yes, you definitely have, Linda. You keep that smile going. A second announcement, making headlines, ladies and gentlemen, making headlines. Today I featured in the Lancashire Post because I am up for an award. I'm up for a National Diversity Award for Positive Role Model of the Year 2021, which leads me onto, obviously, my third announcement. However, this is such a huge achievement for me. Not only did I have a blog written about me a couple of days ago, but now obviously featured in the paper. And also, I got invited to a radio station, and I have done an online chat with someone and recorded an episode with them. And obviously, I'm going to be invited down to the radio station at some point in the future to discuss everything as well, which is going to be absolutely phenomenal. And it's amazing, which does lead me on to my third point. Voting closes soon. You've got less than 4 weeks to make your vote count. If you're wanting to vote for me, you don't have to. There are other people, but I would like you, if you voted for me, you're watching my show, vote for me. But there are other people. If you're wanting to vote for me, though, or anybody else, you can. All you have to do is head over to the National Diversity Awards website, nationaldiversityawards.co.uk. Or if you're wanting to just have a quick way of voting for me, all you have to do is head over to the Spill It website, www.spillit.uk, and you'll be able to have a quick little button on there because I put it on there on the main page, and you'll be able to vote for me. Simple as that. What do you think of that, eh? What do you think of that? Yes, I'm up for a national award. Yes, I'm in the local paper. It's amazing. It's amazing. I love it. Right. It is that time. That time. Hattie has been waiting very, very patiently in the back. She's ready to come out. But before she does, I want to see plenty of comments. I want to see plenty of woohoos. I want to see plenty of emojis. What is your favorite emoji? Mine is the teacup, because obviously Spill It. So please post an emoji of the teacup if you can find it, and we will bring Hattie out very, very shortly. Shelley, hey Hattie, there we go. So Shelley's here waiting for Hattie. Shelley's not bothered about me. She's just bothered about Hattie. Love it. Here we go. Here she is. Big drum roll, ladies and gentlemen, because it's the lady of the hour. It is Hattie Rowe. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I am very, very well. It's so good to see you on my show as well. I have followed your content for so long. It's been, I was like, you know what? Gonna have to get her on. And then here you are, and I'm like, oh my god! Like, it's weird because it's like a mini fangirl moment. I'm like,
I'm emotional.
But I'm glad you're well. Going backwards, we just talked briefly on Mental Health Awareness Week. And I wanted to ask you the question: what have you been doing to improve your mental health this week?
Looking after myself. My exterior self. I always feel better when I look after my appearance. So I've got my eyelashes done, and that's about it really. I wash my hair which I only do a couple of times a week.
You're
But yeah,
looking after yourself on the outside,
on the
and that'll make you feel
outside to
better
help
on
me
the
feel
inside.
better on the inside. But on a serious note, it does really help if you like, for me personally, if I look after my appearance, I always do feel better. That's just one of my personal kind of coping mechanisms at times. But yeah.
Nice. Well, to have a bit of fun and a bit of an icebreaker, a bit of a welcome to the show, we are going to play a little game. Are you ready to play?
Ooh. Yes.
Okay, cool. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It is the 5-second rule. That's right. It is the 5-second rule. So this is a game that I play with all of my guests. It is very, very easy. And you can play along at home if you want to. All I do is ask you to name 3 things, and you have got 5 seconds to name those 3 things. Okay? Nice and easy. It's going to be a bit of fun, so don't worry. Just say the first thing that comes to your head. Are you ready to play? Let's play.
Sorry, it just lagged a little bit there, but yeah, it's all good now.
No problem. So let's play. So here we go. Your first question is, name 3 things you'll find on your bedside table.
Oh, I don't know. That seconds isn't long enough.
That was a bit of a fail, that one, wasn't it? It's all right, don't worry.
Well, you know what? Can I tell you something? Every morning I play Popmaster on Radio 2. Have you ever?
Okay.
And it's basically a music quiz, and at the end they have a little thing, and they give them 10 seconds to name 3 songs by the Sugar Babes. I can name 3 songs by the Sugar Babes, not in 10 seconds. My mind goes blank. 5 seconds is cutting it very short for me. My brain doesn't work at such speeds, but we'll give it a go.
Yeah, let's see how you get on with the second one. So the second one is, name 3 smells that make you gag.
Fish.
Time's up.
That's one better than the last
fish. We're getting there. Maybe
fish makes me feel sick.
Maybe this time we'll get to 2.
Yeah. Okay. We'll give it a go.
Shelley says in the comments that 3 things that you'll find in her bedside table: earbuds, incense sticks, and mum's ashes.
Oh.
There you go. The bit of a random mix there, but well done.
Very random mix.
And your last one of my favorite questions is, name 3 things you do when no one is watching.
This is probably the worst. I'm probably the worst person at this you've ever had on here.
Okay, well, because we want to know, we all want to know 3 things that you do when no one's watching. I'll give you unlimited time to tell us 3 things.
I don't think I want to. What do I do when no one's watching? No, I can't.
That's fine. Don't you worry, that's fine. Well done, you've completed.
I'm very secretive.
That's fine. Don't worry, you got 1. You've got 1 out of 6. Well done. No, 1 out of 9. Sorry. Well done.
1 out of 9.
1 out of 9. Well done.
Brilliant.
Okay, let's get cracking. So I asked this question to absolutely everybody, and let's start it off with, who is Hattie Rowe?
So Hattie Rowe is me. I'm 23. I'm from Leamington Spa in Warwickshire. I started making TikToks at the end of November, and the kind of orientation around my TikToks was about multi-level marketing companies. I kind of started doing them out of boredom in a way. I was on furlough and it was something that I've always been interested in, so I started talking about it, and I've been making them pretty much daily for the last 6 months.
Wow.
So I talk about the kind of the downfalls of multi-level marketing companies that are similar to pyramid scheme companies.
With regards to the TikTok whole starting of it and all that lot, how come you start? What made you start TikTok in the first place?
TikTok generally, I was a late comer to TikTok. Back in like the first lockdown, I was like, no, it's for kids. I'm not doing that. And then I kind of jumped on the hype, and I made it. Multi-level marketing is something that I've always kind of disliked, but it was in a sense that my dislike of it was I found them annoying, and I hadn't really looked that much into it. I started looking into it. I made my first TikTok, and then that first TikTok surprisingly did very well. I gained a small following quite quickly, and people were kind of asking me more questions about it, so I'd answer the questions with more videos, and that's how it kind of started, really. It wasn't until I actually started actively doing the research that you kind of go into a rabbit hole and you're like, oh my God, how is this happening? I need to talk about this.
I was going to say, was it like a rabbit hole? Like suddenly, you revealed a little bit, and then suddenly there was more. You just kind of fall into it.
Absolutely,
a never-ending cycle.
Yeah, it's
go
crazy.
On, sorry. Right. With regards to, obviously, you've said it, multi-level marketing companies. For those people who don't know what they are, can you explain what a multi-level marketing company is?
So multi-level marketing is essentially a business model that relies on unsalaried sales reps selling products on behalf of a company. So they will buy the product and then sell it on for a profit. However, they only can earn small commissions from buying and selling those products. They can earn more money through recruiting more people into the business. That's where the problems arise from, and you can kind of see what shape that business model would form.
I was going to say, like, this sounds like a pyramid scheme.
Yeah, it's often indistinguishable, the line between the two. So some multi-level marketing companies are more legitimate. The likes of Avon, I would argue, are more kind of legitimate than some of the others. But the core difference is the products. So if a pyramid scheme will either have no products, or it will have an intangible, invaluable, worthless product. Multi-level marketing should have genuine, tangible products.
Yeah.
But that's, some of these companies do hide behind the products to protect themselves from being labeled as a pyramid scheme. Okay,
so what kind of companies are we looking at, or what are we talking about? Which companies?
So Avon is the big one. That's the more kind of household name. In the UK, I'd say the big ones are FM World, FM Perfumes. There's the travel agency one, which is called IntelliTravel, where they're recruiting for independent travel agents. Another big one is Herbalife. Tropic Skincare, that's one that a lot of people don't know is multi-level marketing. There are so many of them. I can't even count how many there are, and there seem to be new ones popping up all the time as well.
And essentially what you're saying is that the base of these is that you have to recruit, and they're hiding behind the products, if you will, but the main purpose is to recruit people.
Yes, exactly, because the representatives are the biggest customer in a lot of cases, because some of these products are, I made a video on TikTok yesterday actually, and one of these MLM companies, they're called Valentus, they have released some new products, and they're selling 3 very small skincare products for £245. I know. Obviously, that is priced so far above the rest of the premium skincare market. No one else is going to be buying those except the representatives. So they're going to have to recruit more people in to recoup the money they're losing on these products.
200. Did you say 245?
£245 for 3 products. And all 3 products combined was 75 mil between the 3,
but that's nothing really. 75 mil.
This is 200 mil for comparison. This pot of Nivea, it was £3.
So you're looking like just less than a third.
Less than a third of that.
That is mind blowing. So obviously, as you say, so people will buy these products to then resell them on, but then obviously to try and recuperate some of that money or loss or whatever, that they're going to have to recruit people. Why do you think people are falling into these MLM companies?
I think at the moment, a lot of it is down to COVID. People are more financially vulnerable than they have been in a long time. And these companies, it's been a kind of recruitment goldmine for them. It's quite common knowledge that they prey on people's vulnerabilities and they prey on lower income people. And with a lot of people being out of work, a lot of people being on furlough, it's a good time in their eyes to get people in. I went to get my eyelashes done and I spoke to my eyelash lady who works in a salon. She said she had so many messages for these companies and obviously she was worried about she couldn't work because she was running a business that she couldn't operate, and she joined 3 of them during COVID and lost money with all of them.
Wow.
And she believes that she was targeted because she worked in a salon, so they knew that she couldn't work.
And that's one of the things that you talk about as well, isn't it? That it's the startup price. So it's not just necessarily buying the products as in like a new product's just come out and like let's buy loads of these so you can flog them. There's the actual let's call it what it is. It's a balloon payment to start up this. Let's call it a brand, because it's not you're starting up a company, are you? You're part of the brand. You're buying into the brand. Why? Where does this price come from? Like this startup price come from? And why do you think people think, oh, that's such a good deal? Let's spend all of this money? Because essentially what you're saying is that people lose money.
Yeah. So some of these companies don't have any fees, and that's one of the better things that I do see. I don't think you should have to pay to start a job. Essentially, you're not a business owner. It's not your own business. You're an unsalaried sales rep at best. How they sell it is the ones that do have fees. In the UK, the law is that if you're joining a buying scheme, you cannot spend more than £200 in the first 7 days. So a lot of these companies have their starter kit. It's £198. They get it just under the £200 limit. What they sell it as, they say you're investing in your future. It would be so much more expensive. Sorry, I just dribbled. They say it would be so much more expensive to start a business outside of network marketing. For £200, you can start your own business. That's nothing. They say for £200, you get £300 worth of products, even though these products are just overpriced shite anyway. If it's not products that you were going to buy anyway, you're not gaining anything. There's a lot of different ways that they convince people to join.
But sorry, carry on.
Forgotten what I was going to say.
My bad, I interrupted. It'll come back to you.
Right.
One of the things that they do as well, from obviously watching some of your videos and obviously researching it myself, one of the things that they do is they'll recruit people who have zero knowledge of the things that they are selling. So, for example, when it comes to Herbalife, or when it came to, what was the other one? Is it Juice Plus?
Yeah.
Things like that, where they would basically tell people you have to say this, and this is like backed by science or whatever.
Yeah.
And so suddenly you'd have all of these people that had not had any experience in nutrition, in health, or whatever, suddenly being an expert because that's what their manager, their line manager, or whatever they're called, their upline has said. What is your experience on people, like, because obviously you've done videos on it as well, but not knowing what they're talking about when they're actually talking about it?
It's dangerous. Those ones are a whole different kind of ball game to selling perfume and makeup, because you're essentially joining a pyramid scheme and calling yourself a nutrition coach. You're not, a lot of these people, unless of course they are trained in nutrition or medicine or they're personal trainers outside of the MLM, they're selling these products, making false medical claims at times about these products. And the problem is, Juice Plus is the worst one for this, is they will claim that their products cure all these different ailments. I've spoken to people who have been told that Juice Plus will cure their autism. It will cure, and
No.
like chronic illnesses. And the thing that's so kind of dangerous about it is people that are vulnerable and people that are desperate will be more willing to buy it because they will want to try anything to cure it. And it's absolutely awful. They have basically zero training in this, and somehow they're qualified to make these claims. It makes absolutely zero sense.
One of the things that I suffer with, so I suffer with heavy psoriasis of the scalp and the back of my neck as well. It comes out massively when I'm stressed out. But one of the things that I was approached by, I was approached by somebody who is a body shop representative, somebody that does a body shop at home, and they had recommended a specific shampoo. Now, they'd said this works for every case of this and eczema and all of this. However, I had to jump in and I had to correct them. With psoriasis and eczema, there are so many different chemicals out there that can be really irritable. And what works for one person won't work for another person. And I had to argue with this person and say, no, like it doesn't work like that. Like if you can give that to me, I might have a worse reaction to it. And they swore blind, basically, that this particular product was going to work. I tried it. It made me worse. It basically moved it from like not just my scalp, but like down my face here and along my eyes there as well. It was absolutely devastating. And obviously I do a lot of recording. I make online content, even for my standard day job. I do video training and all that lot. And I was embarrassed. I could not be on camera. I had to do so much without being on camera for so long. It was genuinely embarrassing. And it's shocking stories like that where people, they just get told and they're just relaying that information and they don't know. As Shelley said here, it's dangerous. And you're right, Shelley, it's completely and utterly dangerous to be spouting this nonsense when you're not really sure. If you're not sure, find out, research, essentially. One of the other things I wanted to talk about as well is mixing the two, well, obviously MLM companies and TikTok together. Now, before I get into that, there is something else that I wanted to talk about. Now, what you're doing, you're not attacking people who are part of an MLM company, are you?
No.
You are attacking the businesses themselves, and I just want you to elaborate on that.
Absolutely, yeah. It's sometimes misconstrued. In MLMs, a lot of the time, representatives are told that anyone that disagrees with the business model, they're negative. They don't know what they're talking about. They're kind of that kind of terminology. And I do get a lot of comments from people that do get very defensive about it. And I can see it from their perspective because I don't know what they're being told by their uplines. But what I'm trying to do, people who make anti-MLM content, everyone's got a different kind of style in the way that they do it. My strategy is to attack these businesses, attack the business model and the products. and unethical things that they're doing, I will never attack an individual. Sometimes I will use examples of individual social media posts, but it will always be kept completely anonymous, because it defeats the object of what we're trying to do. We're trying to educate the people that are in these companies as well, and some of them that may be on the edge, they may be seeing the red flags. By watching content like what I'm producing and what other creators are producing, that might be what they need to get out of it. By attacking them, it's just going to push them further away.
Yeah, definitely. I think one of the things as well, like as you said, like these people that are within these MLM companies, they may have had the red flags, or it might be that they've invested so much money that they think that I can't leave yet because I might just get this, or I might just get that, or I might get this particular bonus or whatever. And I suppose your content is really trying to help those people come to realization that maybe it's best just to cut your losses. Just walk away. You'll probably end up saving money.
The thing with these companies as well is these companies get to a peak and they pass it. Once they get a certain level of saturation with the number of reps, they're not going to have another peak. For example, look at Unique. Unique were massive a few years ago. They've had so much bad press. They're not in their kind of prime anymore because they've oversaturated themselves. FM World, there are about 1 million distributors across the world selling perfumes. It's oversaturated, and by helping these people kind of see the red flags, the things that they're trying to ignore because it's negative, it might just help them see it, and that it might be what they need to be like, oh my God, what am I doing?
Yeah.
So
definitely.
that's a lot of what I'm trying to do. And I think by kind of being personal, making personal attacks, I do use humor. I think I've got a sense of humor. I'm going to use it, but I try not to make it nasty. It's more the kind of funnier videos I do, I try and make them more generic.
Yeah.
They're normally the ones that people get the most angry at, though. So who knows?
Jenna Bannon has put a comment that I want to read out because it actually rings quite true, to be fair. I always feel so sorry for the sellers themselves, as I feel the people above them fully focus on them selling to friends. I actually unfriended someone because it was no longer a friendship, but what I could buy from them. It was relentless. And I think that's right, isn't it? Like, the expectation is to sell to friends and family.
Absolutely. And the thing is, if you join an MLM, you've got your products, your friends and family are probably going to buy off you the first time to support you. Your friends and family aren't going to be buying £60 face creams every week. Once you get that first kind of spike when you join, you're going to have to keep pestering these people to buy again. So most of these products are so low quality, they're not going to want to buy again. And that's where kind of these friendships, these relationships can be jeopardized, because people are hounding the people in their real life into a sale. They're trying to convert these people into commission. And it's just crazy.
It's not right. It's not like there's a clear difference between, obviously, if, for example, you was to start up your own company, like your own legitimate company, the same thing applies. You'll speak to your friends and family, they will support you, but then other than that, like they've supported you to start off with, but they can't keep supporting you. There's going to be a cut-off point where you've oversaturated them, and you need to then branch out and get more people. But obviously, with MLMs, there's a target, and that target you are pressured to hit. So therefore, you kind of rely on these people more and more again. And obviously, your upline will then obviously say, you need to contact these people because these people bought from you last time, and what are they doing now? And it's a vicious cycle. And to be fair, Jenny, you're right. I think a lot of people would have lost friends because of it, because they would have just got annoyed. I'd be annoyed. I'd be like, nah, see you later, I'm off. So going back to the whole TikTok thing, you touched on it before, and I want to expand on it. With regards to some of the comments that you've had, because they've not all been, even though you're doing your best to educate people out there, they've not been pleasant coming back. And that's obviously comes from a lot of passion.
Yes.
Let's be honest, you know, through when people are passionate about something, they get defensive. But also, let's tell facts. When people know something's up and they're in it, they want to kind of defend it, if you will. Even though there's like the red flags are there, the flagging. People are still like, no, I'm still going to defend it because I don't want to be. I don't. Yeah. So I just want you to talk about let's call them what they are, trolls. Let's talk about the MLM trolls or the boss babes that you've had.
It's at the start. It was so much worse than what it has kind of died down, and I think it's because I've been putting consistent content out. They've got bored, and when I first started doing it, oh my god, I was scared to check my notifications because of what comments I'd be getting. But when I do get them now, it's the same typical MLM defensive comments. It's the same ones over and over again. Do you know that your job's actually a pyramid scheme because your boss earns more than you do? That's an easy kind of point to debunk. I get told that I'm doing this because I'm jealous. And I'm jealous of people in MLMs, which is really not, it's a bit odd because there's nothing stopping me joining an MLM. If I was jealous, I would simply go and join one. I'm more than qualified to do that. Sometimes I get stuff about my appearance. Sometimes it makes me laugh, sometimes not so much. The best one, the funniest one, you need to do your research. I'm like, do you really think I've been doing this for 6 months and I haven't done my research? That one, I'm just like, there's another one that I got the other day, and every time I get it, I'm like, It's mainly that Tesco's a pyramid scheme. That's probably one of my favorites. It's so incorrect, and it's such an outdated and irrelevant comeback. It's just funny.
Anti-MLM has posted on YouTube, the theory of people being against a business model seems strange to some. I'm not against people. I'm against the model that fails them daily.
Exactly. We're anti-MLM. We're not anti-hun, anti-boss babe.
Anti-boss babe.
Yeah. It's unless, of course, they're nasty people outside of the MLM. I would never dislike somebody just because they're in network marketing. That's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are a bit more militant about it. Some people that kind of share this view but in a different kind of way. I've seen some awful personal attacks on people in MLMs, and I think it's awful. It's horrific. It's completely unnecessary. Personally, that's not what I'm about, and that's not what most of us in the anti-MLM community are about.
Fair enough. With regards to going back to the comments that you've received, so I want to put a flip on that, and I want to talk about the comments that you may have received or messages that you may have received that have actually, where they've been positive, where they've actually, your content has helped people, or stories that people have shared with you where actually they've turned around or they've just been a bit more educated because of your content.
I don't want to sound arrogant, but I get them almost daily, and it makes me feel so full, and to know that genuinely I am helping people with this. I speak to people that say, I've been watching your videos for 3 months, I finally decided to leave, and I'm like, oh my god, like that is just the best. I speak to so many people that were in it a couple of years ago and they felt too kind of ashamed by it, and it's taken them this long to actually be able to talk about it. I've got people that I speak to daily, just that I've made friends with because of this, and I've got people that I speak to that are my friends that are in these companies now, and they want to help implement change from within. And even though they're involved in it, they know the industry is far from perfect. They know there are a lot of problems in it, and they want to kind of work with us to make positive change. And that's a lot of why I've done the petition as well.
So speaking about the petition and speaking about the changes that can be implemented, just want you to expand on that. How do you think MLM companies should change?
Ideally, in an ideal world, I would want the MLM aspect of it banned, not the companies banned, the recruitment aspect of it. Because, for example, Avon up until I think it was 2005 were just a direct sales company. So that the Avon reps, the Avon ladies would have the catalogue, they'd sell products. I think that's brilliant. I think there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. However, it's the concept that now if they recruit more people, they can boost their income. Their income relies on people beneath them losing money. So if the recruitment aspect of multi-level marketing was banned, that would be absolutely ideal. Realistically, I don't think that will happen anytime soon. So the purpose of the petition that I have done is to implement changes to kind of help the business model kind of implode on itself. So what I think it's about 13% of MLMs release income disclosure statements. And an income disclosure statement is a breakdown of how much their distributors are earning. I want all of these MLMs to legally have to produce that so that everyone can make a fully informed decision of what they're getting into.
That's so clever. That definitely needs to happen. 100%.
It's mainly the American ones that do it, like the UK, even the American ones that operate here only release like an American version of it most of the time. The ones here don't tend to. But I think it would just help people be fully informed, and help reps that are in now be fully informed as well.
Definitely, because one of the worst things that you see is where people are trying to recruit you, and they'll say something along the lines of that, oh, you can earn X amount of money in your first month, and it'll be like, it was some ridiculous figure like £50,000 or £20,000 in month one, and you read it and you think, what a lot of shit. And you're like, there's no way. And then you get into that and you think, like, say, for example, you buy into it. Say, for example, you think, well, you know what? A bit of extra pocket money, even if I come out with like £1,000 a month extra or whatever. Because that's what your person who will be recruiting you will be like. They'll be like, oh, well, you can even just go at your own pace. And, what if you just aim for that £1,000 or whatever? And actually, you still don't even make that. You'll probably make pence, a couple of pounds, absolutely, if anything, that you'll put back into it because you're needing to buy products to then distribute out. And I just think 100%, if, and I love your thought process on that. Like, say it like that, because like if we do that, it'll basically implode on itself. Because you're right, the amount of people that'll just be like, yeah, 50 pence, I'm okay, thank you very much. I just think that's amazing.
Yeah, exactly. And even if you're making £100-200 additional a month, if you're putting 40 hours a week into this and you're only coming out with £200, is it worth it? Is it really worth it for 40 hours a week, £50 a week?
Bothering your friends and your family as well.
Bothering your friends and your family, exactly.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it, guys. It's not worth it. Anti-MLM has commented, hey babe, join my company, get paid weekly. Earning potential is unlimited. They're being sold a dream. And that's correct. They're being sold a dream, aren't they? Correct. With regards to people who might be stuck within an MLM company or might be dipping their toe into the MLM company world, what advice would you give right now?
my biggest piece of advice, I'm not one of those people that says, get out, you need to get out of it. I'm not here to force anyone to do anything. My biggest piece of advice is keep an eye on your finances. Have some kind of spreadsheet or notebook. Make a note of every penny you are spending and every penny that goes into your account. What I compare it to is gambling. If you spent £200 on bets, and then one of your bets came in and you won £300, you haven't won £300, you've actually only won £100. Like, it's one of those. It's seeing the money go into your account is great, but how much have you spent to get that into your account? Keep an eye on your finances. Do not ignore any red flags. Like, regardless of what anyone is telling you, don't ignore things that you know are wrong. If your instinct is telling you it's wrong, it's probably right. Your instinct is right.
Yeah.
And maintain like normal relationships with people. Sometimes these companies can infiltrate every aspect of people's lives, and once people leave, they find it difficult to find a kind of sense of normality again.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say to people that are in it now, like, keep things separate. You don't need your MLM to be involved in every other aspect of your life, because you're not going to be doing it forever. That's the truth. Most of these companies don't last 5-10 years. You're going to need something there for after.
Yeah. With the advice that you've just given, obviously absolutely phenomenal, and I absolutely love it. With people who know someone who is part of an MLM, without mentioning like Google, because obviously Google is where we get absolutely all of our information.
Yeah.
But where can people find more information with regards to MLM companies? So they can obviously make, if for instance they were going to go sign up, like, where can they get better resources? Where can they find that information? Where can they find statistics, actual statistics, not made up ones by MLMs? Or if they have a friend, who is part of it and they just want to kind of educate them, where can they find all of this information?
There is so much information out there at the minute. So many people are creating content. What I would do is search the name of the company they're into YouTube, because what we're trying to do is have videos for every single company. If you search any company, there's going to be a video there. There's information on the FTC's website. They've got a whole piece about MLMs and pyramid schemes. They've got statistics on it as well. There was a study done by the FTC, and that's where we've got the figure that 99% of people don't make any money. That document's out there. My TikTok. We've got Facebook groups. There's so much information out there.
No, yeah, brilliant. So guys, get out there, and yes, you can Google it, but if you want to see physical stuff, head over to Hattie's TikTok. We'll post a link for that afterwards as well. Make sure you head over there and you can view that content. There's also stuff over on Facebook, and as Hattie said as well, on YouTube. There's plenty of information out there where you can help support somebody. It's like it's like a self-help thing. To find more support, or if you are struggling with multi-level marketing companies, then you can find support on the web. But yeah, thank you so much. Is there anything that we haven't covered that you would like the opportunity to cover now?
The petition, really. So we launched a petition 2 days ago on the 10th of May. And it's doing really well already. So in 2 days we've got over 2,000 signatures.
Wow.
Yeah, we need 10,000 to get a response from the government. We've had it sent to loads of MPs already. And the petition is to get more regulations put in place for these companies. The link for that petition is in our Anti-MLM Facebook groups. It's on my TikTok bio as well. and my Instagram bio. But if you just search MLM petition into Google, it should come up. So
nice. What we'll also do as well is that we'll post the link to the petition after the show so people can see it. And I'll also include it onto the Spill It website as well so people can sign up to the petition there, because it's definitely something that's needed. It needs more regulation on it. It needs more tape going around it, a bit more control. Because, as you say, these companies can literally just do whatever they want, essentially.
They can. They're regulated by themselves at the minute. The only kind of body that's in place is something called the Direct Selling Association, the DSA. And the DSA is basically run by MLMs. So there's no criteria for them to join. They can pay to join. There's no regulation in place at all. They get away with far too much, and it needs to stop.
Definitely. Okay, well, that does take us towards the end of today's show. Have you had fun?
It has been fun.
Good. I'm glad.
Thank you so much for having me on.
No problem. So before you go, where can people find you?
So my TikTok username is Hattie.Louise. I'm on Instagram as well. It's just Hattie Rowe. We have a Facebook group as well, which is called Hey Hun, #ban the scam. And it's a growing Facebook group. We have loads of information in there. I post in there quite regularly. It's really, really good.
That's awesome. And we'll include those links as well after the show. And I'm just wondering if you'd be able to give some final thoughts for us.
I have a motivational quote. It's Mental Health Awareness Week. My favourite quote by Albus Dumbledore.
Oh.
Happiness can be found even in the darkest of times if one only remembers to turn on the light.
Love it. We love a good Harry Potter quote as well.
Love a Harry Potter quote. It's my favourite quote ever.
Brilliant. And
I think it's really relevant.
What does that quote mean to you? I was literally about to ask that. What does that quote mean to you?
To me, I don't know, it just resonates with me that even when you're going through the lowest of the low, you're going to come out the other side, even though it feels at times like that's not going to happen. It is. You're not going to be feeling like you are forever. And definitely, it's so true.
I love it. Thank you so much for spending your Wednesday evening with me. Deborah Cade has commented saying, love the Harry Potter quotes.
Aww.
There you go. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me this evening. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you on. As I said right at the start, I've been a big fan since you started posting all your MLM content. I've been following that for a long, long time.
Aww.
So yeah, it was a bit of a fangirl moment having you on the show, I must admit. But yeah, I wish you all the success. I hope that this petition does actually have change to the MLM world. But yeah, thank you so much, and you're free to say your goodbyes.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me on. It's been really, really fun.
Cool. Right. Well, thank you so much, and I'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye. Wow. What an amazing episode. I'm sure that you'll agree. It was so good speaking to Hattie as well. As I said to her, it was, I've been a massive fan of hers for several months now. What a show. Thank you, everybody, for joining me as well, and joining us and joining in with the conversation. It's been a really, really good one. Thank you so much. Next week's show, we have got the one, the only. We have got Amy Sinner joining us next week to talk about life lessons. Amy has been through quite a lot. Loads of different medical issues growing up, and she has never let that stop her from achieving her goals. And she is going to be here talking about how you need to use all the things that you go through in your life and use them to make you stronger and give you the power to really push yourself forward. She's going to be here next Wednesday, and I cannot wait for that. My name is Marcus Wright. You can find me on all social medias by heading over to my official Spilly website, www.spilly.uk. You'll be able to find me on there and all of my social medias, including my TikTok as well. You can find my TikTok over there as well. And if you're wanting to support me and the work that I do here at Spilly, then you can do. There are 4 different ways that you can support me. You can buy merch like these beautiful hats. Beautiful hats. Look at these beautiful hats. Yeah. You can buy these hats. You can buy these hoodies. There's also t-shirts available as well. Head over to the Spilly website and go onto the shop, and you'll be able to purchase your own Spilly merchandise. There is also links on the website for the official Patreon as well. You can become a Patreon of Spillit and donate as little as £2 per month. That's less than a price of coffee, guys. That's less than a price of coffee. You can donate £2 a month to the work that I do here at Spillit. You can invite people to like the page and to subscribe, etc. Invite people to it. And you can also leave a review. So if you are listening to this on Facebook Live, then you can leave a review over on Facebook Live. If you are listening to this on Apple Podcasts, then you can listen. You can also leave a review on Apple Podcasts. Don't forget as well, a big way that you can help me and the work that I do is by voting. As I said, guys, we are in the last 4 weeks to make your votes count for the National Diversity Awards. All you have to do is head over to the Spillit website. There is a link, a direct link to where you can vote for me to win the National Diversity Award for the Role Model of the Year, Positive Role Model of the Year 2021. Make sure you do that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching, guys. And until we spill it again, it's bye for now. Thank you so much for watching this week's episode of Spill It. If you haven't subscribed yet, now is the perfect time to do so. Spill It goes live every week on Wednesday at 7 p.m. on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And a special thank you to these amazing teacups.